Guys, it's been a minute and we haven't had a chance to talk about the post fight Canelo Crawford. And I'm sure you've had had your fill of everyone's opinions. And well, I'm about to give you ours. Once again, we'll go over everything, guys. We'll go over the recent chatter about who Terrence Crawford should fight next, what Canelo should do, and we'll give you our thoughts on what we thought about the Netflix show and all the fights on there. Guys, we're going to be on for a few hours, so buckle up, stay with me, and I tell you what, welcome back to WaraWeek Boxing.
Rashawn Holdings proudly presents WaraWeek Radio Chats with ring announcer Joseph Herring.
Guys, welcome. Happy Wednesday evening to all of you guys. And once again, before we get started, I do have to mention that this show is always brought to you by Gomez Law Fights, guys. If you're in the Texas area and you want to see what the best personal injury attorney in the Lone Star State can do for you, please go visit GomezLawFights.com and see what they can do for you. Also, this show is brought to you by Affordable Dentures. Guys, with over 200 locations nationwide, go check out Affordable Dentures, especially if you're my age. And also, last but definitely not least, this show is brought to you by our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Guys, if you haven't surrendered your life to Jesus, what are you waiting for, guys? Eternal salvation is upon us. Guys, and look. I will say this also. Hold on. Jump Tube, good to see you, my friend. Monsoon, Canelo didn't lose that fight. Everyone's been trying to steal his titles. I might just have to come out of retirement and beat Bud Crawford. Dude, I love it. Great one, Jump Tube. I'll tell you what, guys, and once again, I dropped the link in case you guys want to join me. But I will say this. I hate to be one of those guys that says, I told you so, but damn it, I told you guys. I told you so. I've been saying this for months now. That Canelo is done. He has slid considerably, and that's the real reason why Terrence Crawford wanted this fight. And he saw it. Not only in the Berlanga fight, not only in the Munguia fight, not only in the light sparring with Gennady Golovkin, but he saw it front and center. He was right there for the William Skull fight. He's like, man, I can beat this guy. This is going to be easy work. And I told you guys, he's not explosive any longer. He can't pull the trigger. His reflexes are shot. His footwork is non-existent. He doesn't slide in and out of range as quickly and as easily as he used to. And Jump Tube has the beat. He's one-dimensional now. Guys, we've been telling you this. And I think we were one of the first people to tell you this. We've been saying it the entire time, guys. And, and these Canelo, these Canelitas, these Canelo disciples, they didn't want to hear any of it. And I've been saying this, guys, that's the reason why he didn't want to fight David Benavidez or a rematch with Dimitri Bivol. It's pretty obvious. It's something that we already knew. And look, he's got to stop, but when he's preparing for some of these assignments, he's got to stop sparring with guys like Yoeli Hernandez, Duran Boots Ennis, putting it on him. Guys, look, and anyone who, that's just a rumor. Look, guys, I've been in this business for such a long time. I knew that he left a piece of himself in camp because you can't be sparring with those killers and expect to get the most of yourself in an actual prize fight with 10-ounce gloves. You can't do it. He took a beating. I can promise you that, because he looked like he had no heart and nothing left. He looked discouraged. And now you can see, guys, why so many Mexicans are jumping ship. And look, for as many fans as he has in Mexico, he's got just as many critics, because he doesn't have the heart of guys like Chavez Sr., Eric Morales, Juan Manuel Marquez. He doesn't have the heart. Whenever things aren't going his way in the ring, he packs it in mentally. We saw it in the Floyd fight. We saw it in the Bivol fight. Guys, and we saw it in the Terrence Crawford fight. He looked like a damn baby, throwing a tantrum, getting mad. You didn't see Chavez doing that when Meldrick Taylor was putting it on him. No, he bit down on his mouthpiece and he went to work, put on his hard hat, and he kept working. Juan Manuel Marquez, who was almost knocked out in the fourth fight, boy, he bit down on his gum shield and he went to work. And he said, you know what? My only chance of winning this fight, coming back and winning this, is I'm going to have to stand and throw with him. That's what he did. Guys, you never saw Canelo show that kind of heart. And I've known this for a very long time. He's a prima donna. And then after the fight, how did he sound? Yeah, dude, he doesn't even want to be gracious in loss. No, he's a better fighter, but, I'm still a champion. And you know what, dude? Shut up. I've been telling you guys this for a very long time. Once again, when you know what you're looking at in the ring, I could see it in camp. I could see it in his last several fights. This was not a surprise to me. In fact, I was trying to brace you guys for it. I told you exactly how this fight was going to play out. So once again, there it is, guys. Once again, I'm not one of those guys that likes to say, I told you so. But in this case, yes, I told you so. So there's a lot of chatter about what's next for Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Crawford. Guys, what do you want to see? I know that Canelo has a rematch clause, but do you really want to see a rematch? Does that performance merit a rematch? Do you see Canelo getting any better? Do you see Canelo faring any better? We're going to talk about all of that, guys. We're going to talk about everything. We're going to talk about the future of Bud Crawford. And from a business perspective, now look at the title of the show, guys. Will and should Canelo and Crawford both retire now? What do you guys think? If you were managing both Canelo and Crawford, would you recommend that they both retire? Here to there. Good to see you, my friend. Cheers to you. And we have a special homage and dedication. And we're not going to talk about this now, but we're going to talk about this in the back half of the show. We're going to talk about Ricky Hatton's passing. Because that was, to me, it was devastating. I love Ricky Hatton. He was such an amazing ambassador for the sport and did so much for the health of our beloved boxing. If every fighter were like Ricky Hatton, boxing would still be the most popular sport on the planet everywhere. And I can't say enough great things about the Hitman. We're going to talk all about that later on. Because I tell you what, man, that was devastating to me. And I'll explain why later on. Oh, boy. God bless you, Hitman. May the Lord have mercy on your soul. And we're going to pray for him as well. Denise, good to see you, sister. Yes, you were around when we were talking about Canelo. You sure were. And we were telling you that he's not the same. And he hasn't been for quite a while. And guys, that's the real reason. When all these Canelo guys, well, why didn't he ask Mauricio Suleiman to enforce his mandatory position? Dude, it wasn't gonna make any difference. There's no way in Hades. Guys, can you imagine Canelo Alvarez, this version? Can you imagine this version of Canelo Alvarez fighting a prime David Benavidez at 68 or 75? With that punch volume, with that size difference, Benavidez would smoke him like a brisket, guys. He would spank him. He would smoke him like a cheap cigar. And guys, here's a question that I'm going to pose to you also. Can Canelo realistically hang or defeat with, can he hang with or defeat any of the top guys at 68 or 75 at this time? I think you already know the answer to that, guys. Kudos to Lester Martinez and Christian Mbili. What a great fight. That should have been 12 rounds. Instead, they decided to make it 10 rounds and make room for that farce of a co-main event in Callum Walsh and Fernando Vargas Jr. And what did I tell you guys about Fernando Vargas Jr.? He's a bum. He had no business being on that stage. And then who the hell was the Muslim guy? No offense against Muslims. But who the hell was that guy and why was he on the main card? We should have been watching Brandon Adams and Sergey Boachuk. Millions of people were deprived of that awesome barn burner of a fight. And why? So Turkey Al-Sheikh could put his Saudi brother on there? That guy belonged nowhere near that stage. Jeez, Ching, that was embarrassing. Man. So Denise says, Canelo doesn't want that work with Crawford. And she also says, yes, they should both retire. Hey, Tyrese, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you, brother. God bless you. Canelo should check into a retirement home in Guadalajara. Hey, you know, when you step in the ring with me, you're going to see something different. Really? Yeah? Yeah, tough guy saying you're going to see something different against a smaller guy moving up 2 weight divisions. Yeah. You're not saying that now. Why didn't you say that against David Benavidez? Why didn't you say that to him? Instead, he was demanding what? 200 million? Chingao. Eric Gomez, good to see you, my friend. Too rich. Canelo has to see if he's still hungry. Brother, hunger ain't got nothing to do with it. He's got no heart. He's got no heart and he's got no reflexes. He can't pull the trigger like he used to. Dude, his upper body and head movement is not existent. His jab. Eric, dude, why don't you listen to us, man? Come on now. Dude, we've been telling you this the whole time. Jesus, I told you. Yep, I noticed. Can never referred to Buzz as my friend. And that's when I knew something was off. Yep. Pendejo. Those canalitas, man. And look, I'll be honest, guys. Look, I do ministry work. And for any Canelo fan who's suffering from PTSD after this performance, guys, I'm here for you. I'm not joking. If you need counseling or need ministry work, I am here, brother. I am here. And guys, it's a pleasure to introduce for the first time Rick to the stage. How you doing, my friend?
Hey, what's going on? You can hear me?
I can hear you just fine, loudly and clearly.
Okay.
How are you
Uh,
doing today, and what were your takeaways from Saturday's main event?
I'm doing great, man. And hey, man, it was an amazing fight, man. I said before the fight, nobody beats Crawford. When they made the fight, I always thought Crawford was the favorite. I didn't see a way that Canelo, he wasn't going to outspeed Crawford because Crawford had fought smaller guys. He didn't have more skill than Crawford, so it only left the weight, the puncher's chance. And my theory was that, when people say, well, he fought guys with longer reaches than Crawford, I said the difference is he had a big target with those guys. I said Crawford has the reach, but he's a smaller target. So he has to hit Crawford with these, specified punches, these specific, but he had to, his punch placement was going to have to be very, very important. And when I looked at the fight, I saw him going to the body, but a lot of times those shots hit off the hip. He just couldn't place it in the right spot because Crawford was a small target. And as far as Canelo, yes, he lost a step, but I think all A-side fighters lose a step because they're not fighting nobody. You're fighting minus 2,500 fights and stuff like this. It's hard to remain a great competitor if the competition is not good. So,
Well, look. What you're not factoring into this too, Rich,
mhm.
is that there was a reason why he chose those guys. He's not
Okay,
stupid. He knew it.
okay,
He knew he
okay.
wasn't the same. He knew he had slipped. What I want to know.
Hello,
Can
I'm
you hear
still
me? Okay.
here.
Yeah.
Okay, now.
Hold on. Let me put on my hotspot. This is ridiculous, guys. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Very good. Why are you sparring with monsters and future pound for pound guys like Yoenli Hernandez and Boots Ennis? And I told you guys what I had heard. I told you guys what I had heard that Boots Ennis put it on him. Yoenli Hernandez was putting it on him.
Yeah,
Jesus M. We'll get to that a little bit later, guys. We're gonna do some praying in the back half of the show, guys. But I will say this: we told you on this show that Canelo wasn't the same, and that's the reason why Terrence Crawford had targeted this fight and was preparing for this fight for a year, and he got his body into the best shape I've ever seen him. He didn't have to kill himself to make 47 or 54. He was comfortable. He looked comfortable all fight week.
yeah,
To Canelo's credit, he got himself into the best shape possible, but I guarantee you he left a piece of himself in camp. You cannot expect to get the most of yourself when you're getting your ass whooped every day or every other day by guys like Yoenli Hernandez and guys like Boots Ennis. You can't do it. That's why he looked so flat. That's why he didn't have any crack in his shot. That's why he couldn't pull the trigger. And as soon as Terrence Crawford found out, hey, this guy can't hurt me, he was peppering him the entire back half of the fight. He made it look like easy sparring, guys. And guys, my pleasure to introduce once again my brother Tyrese. Good to see you, my friend.
Hey, what's
You,
up? What's up?
dude, I know you're happy about Saturday night's fight.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't sure how Bud would carry the weight, but he had an advantage. Like all the guys who before him tried to make this jump, like Charlo, Brooke, all the guys, Mikey Garcia versus Spence. Like it wasn't a 3, 4, 5 month experiment to pack on the weight. Like I said, he actually had a whole year to put on the
Yep.
weight. So they actually did it the right way. And
Yeah,
Hey, well,
honestly, he looked great. He looked great, man.
let me say this. Even with Canelo slipping, I still think we can't look at just that, because if it's another guy up there, do we think Canelo losing that fight? Or is it because he lost the fight to Crawford? Because Berlanga once had a 16 first round knockout streak. He was a young guy. McGill was a young guy with 40 fights, yet they couldn't exploit Canelo. To me, he was the same guy in those fights, but they couldn't take advantage of it. So I don't think that just any guy Canelo would have fought the other night that guy would have beat Canelo.
Brother,
I think it was Crawford. I think it was Crawford.
no, look. Once again, of course, a lot of it has to do with the brilliance of Terrence Bud Crawford, the enigma, the switch hitting badass. Once again, we're not taking anything away from him. He is a pound for pound badass and an all time great. Let's just be real. But there's a reason why he selected those opponents. Guys, there's a reason why he was never going to fight David Benavidez. There's a
Yeah,
reason why he never wanted a rematch with Bivol.
yeah.
There's a reason why he didn't want anything to do with Christian Mbili, as flawed as he is. Do you really think he could take that kind of incoming at this stage of his career and match that kind of volume? Guys, I'm telling you right now, Hamza Shiraz would piece up Canelo Alvarez.
so you think he retires now, or what's he do next?
I'll tell you exactly what I think he's going to do. He's got a rematch clause, guys, from what I've been told. He is going to try and exercise and get a rematch and see if Netflix is interested in that again. If not, it'll be a Riyadh season event in Saudi Arabia. But guys, make no mistake about it, the only fights in his future that's going to yield that kind of money and that kind of interest, and it's the path of least resistance.
Jake
Another fight with Terrence Crawford.
or Jake
It's
Paul?
it's not going to turn out any better for him though. And then the final fight in his contract, brace yourselves, guys.
Jake Paul.
Jake Paul in September.
That sounds about right. That sounds about right.
And look, let's be honest, for Terrence Crawford, I know a lot of people like Eddie Hearn want to, well, Terrence Crawford, in order to make that kind of money, he's going to have to fight someone like Boots Ennis. No, there is no money in Boots Ennis. After making 50 million rock, do you really think he's going to fight Boots Ennis for a fraction of that money? No.
Nah,
The
nah.
only matchup that can bring that a similar kind of payday is a rematch with Canelo Alvarez. So, guys, mark it on your calendars. Cinco de Mayo weekend, 2026. It's going to be a rematch between Crawford and Canelo. And look, with Netflix boasting 41 million live viewers around the world, I think they're going to pay for it.
Yeah, yeah.
I think they're going to pay for it.
Yeah.
And let's be honest. Turkey Al Sheikh was very, very happy with the outcome, with all of the spectacle. Even though that card was so mismanaged, what happened to Dana White saying, "Oh, guys, the pacing's going to be so much better"? Mother ever, man,
Yeah,
that main event didn't come on until 1 a.m. Eastern time.
yeah, yeah.
fell asleep. I fell asleep for 2 hours, man. I fell
Well, I'll
asleep.
tell you what, dude, the Fernando Vargas Jr. fight didn't help.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude,
Bud.
and even with that dreadful 10-round fight, they still didn't go right into the main event. They still had to talk it up, which was garbage, dude. Garbage. Look, guys. I will say this. Now, once again, G Funky posted this on Twitter on, I think, Sunday? No, Monday. He said, "Does this version of Canelo beat any of these fighters?" Now, you tell me yes or no, guys. And we'll start with Too Rich first. Lester Martinez. How does Canelo fare against Lester Martinez?
Stylistically, I think it'll be a tough fight, but I still got to give. I have never picked against Canelo. I'm not a Canelo hater. I never picked against Canelo until the Crawford fight, because are they still intimidated by Canelo? I thought everybody that fought Canelo was
Whoa,
intimidated
whoa, whoa,
before
whoa,
the
whoa.
fight.
Hold on. So you're implying that we're haters if we're calling out the obvious?
No,
Just
what I'm
stating
saying is
truth?
I think the fighters that fought Canelo in the past were intimidated by Canelo. Like they was happy just to get the fight. Is Canelo still too big for Lester Martinez? With mindset, can he get his mindset around? I could beat this superstar Canelo. See, Crawford wasn't scared of Canelo, but everybody else seemed to be way too respectful, way too amazed by Canelo. And I don't know
Well,
Lester Martinez's mindset. Is he's amazed by Canelo, or does he really think I could whoop Canelo's butt?
after taking Mbili's best shots and that
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
volume, going toe to toe with that monster for 10 rounds, I guarantee you, Lester Martinez would whoop his ass. And that aura, guys, of Canelo being a pound for pound badass, that's shattered, guys. That's gone
yeah,
forever. Martinez,
yeah. That might be true. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
right on the money here. Martinez beats him into a crimson stain on the canvas. Tyrese, we're going to the next one. Christian Mbili. How does Canelo fare against Christian Mbili at this time? The guy that we saw go 10 hard rounds throwing 80 punches around.
I favor in Billy, youth and physicality. Just don't think Canelo has the eyes and the reflexes no more just to stand in the pocket and counter these guys and fight them off. Yeah, I mean, I'd favor in Billy probably 60-40 in that fight.
I would say more like 75-25. Canelo's gone, guys. He's done. And we told you this leading up to this fight that this was going to be the Terrence Crawford show.
Yeah, I mean,
And
Bud.
the only thing I was worried about were the judges, and I was justified in feeling that way. Guys, 7 rounds to 5 twice.
Yeah, that
115,
was
one.
terrible.
Guys, I was being nice when I gave Canelo 3 rounds. I was trying to look for rounds to give to Canelo. I scored it 10 rounds too, and the second time I watch it, I'm like, well, maybe you could give him a third, but no, the first time I scored it, 10 rounds to 2. And once again, guys, on this show, I've been in the business for well over 20 years. I don't care who wins or loses. All I care is it going to be good for the health of the sport? And because Crawford put such an amazing performance over someone who's a first ballot Hall of Famer like Canelo Alvarez and making history, jumping up 2 weight divisions to become the undisputed badass at 168. Yeah, it's good for the health of the sport, guys.
Who do you think? Who's next coming down the pipeline once Canelo and Crawford go away?
Okay, so here's the next guy. Too Rich. How does
Mhm.
Canelo fare against the tall, rangy, hard-hitting Hamza Shiraz?
I think Hamza Shiraz stops him.
Exactly.
I think he stops him.
I think all 3 of the guys that we just mentioned, Lester, Christian, and Hamza Shiraz, they all stop him. They're in their fighting prime at this time. There's a reason why, guys. Canelo picked on Jaime Munguia, Edgar Berlanga. Come on, guys. We all know that. We all can see it now. And once again, how does he fare against David Benavidez at this time?
Man, stop, man.
I'll keep going. David Morrell,
Might be a 3-round fight.
Dmitry Bivol,
Yeah,
and we don't
yeah.
even want to mention Arthur Beterbiev.
Yeah, he might get knocked out the ring like Bernard Hopkins.
Yep.
Hey, you know
Guys, go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
the only one I think that he may actually have a chance to beat is Billy, because I still got to give Canelo credit for being a counter puncher. So if you got somebody coming forward, he'll have chance to land some power. You see what I mean?
How did he look as a counterpuncher on
You say,
Saturday night? Look,
well,
Terrence is a counterpuncher by trade as well. Who was countering whom?
yeah, but that's Crawford, man. I mean, we saw the same thing with Errol Spence, where he was still good enough to beat a Danny Garcia, still good enough to beat Ugas, and Crawford made him look silly. Some of that you just got to give Crawford.
No. I'm giving Crawford all the credit. But once again, when you're looking for, oh, this guy can't pull the trigger. Oh man, this guy doesn't have the explosive power that he once did. This guy can't cut off the ring and close the distance as effectively as he used to. And when he did get into range, Crawford didn't have to tie him up. He would counter him and spin around him, rinse and repeat. It became like, if you guys go back and look at that fight again, it looks like easy sparring for Terrence Crawford. And I don't think I'm exaggerating.
Okay, well, check this out. If if you ever get a chance to go by my channel, I did a breakdown before the fight, and I never took into consideration Canelo losing a step. I just looked at it as Canelo's coming in as Canelo. And what I identified, it was two things. I said it's going to be Crawford's manipulation of Canelo's high guard. I said when we look at Crawford against Jose Benavidez, who used the high guard, Madrimov used the high guard, we saw body head combinations. And my idea was that Crawford was going to easily be up on the scorecards because of combination punching. Okay, the next step was going to be vital with Crawford's timing, the ability to catch Canelo with short shots. And to me, that's what I saw in the fight. I don't care how good Canelo was. He was going to deal with that regardless. Whether he slowed down or he was going at regular speed, he was still going to have to deal with Crawford's skill set. So to me, that's how I saw the fight before the fight. And then to watch the fight, it played out, in similar fashion.
Well, I'll say this. My keys to victory. I'm trying to pull up the article because it was published on here. Let me pull it up. It was on the Boxing Source, right? I did a head-to-head matchup, and I'll tell you what my keys to victory were. Let me pull this up real quick.
Well, Bud in the southpaw stance, he took away his jab. He clogged the jab
Yeah.
lane. Canelo
Yeah.
Yep.
was kind of relegated to throwing wide hooks, and when he threw the wide hooks, Bud
And
just
and
countered up
and
the
and
middle.
also don't here. These are my keys to victory for Terrence Crawford. Now, tell me if this is what he did. Hold on. Number one, fight behind an intelligent jab from the southpaw position. Crawford must vary his jab to disrupt Canelo's timing and rhythm, using feints, touch jabs, and hard stabs to the body, chest, and head. He'll keep the counterpuncher off rhythm, preventing Alvarez from settling into his comfort zone. History has shown that Canelo has trouble with disciplined jabbers. Now, number two, use your footwork as the foundation of your defense. As Eddie Futch once said, a bull cannot fight in circles. Crawford must turn Canelo frequently, working in the center of the ring and forcing Alvarez to reset. If Bud can consistently make Canelo move his feet, he can limit the Mexican champion's offensive bursts. Now, three, do not get too greedy with his offense. Canelo's slowing reflexes means that Crawford will be able to land, but Bud must resist the urge to linger into the pocket, at least in the outset. And he did that. And once he saw that this guy couldn't hurt him, it was all over. It was all over. Guys, it was all over after the fifth or sixth round.
Okay, but you got to say two. You got to think what Bo Mack said before the fight. He said we're gonna just. He said he looked Canelo loses power after the 6th round. We're gonna take him to the 6th round, and we're gonna attack him. I mean, it was just. I think Crawford carried him. I think Crawford could have stopped him. On my prediction, I picked Crawford by stoppage. I was that confident. I picked Crawford by stoppage because I just knew
Well,
Canelo wasn't gonna be able to deal with him. But they fought the smart fight, which don't give Canelo a chance. Just outbox him. You know.
well, and you can't blame them. But if there's a rematch, guys, which there will be in May, if there's a rematch, I think Crawford does stop him this time.
Yeah, I do too. I do too.
It's gonna be ugly, guys. So
I
here's a
do
big
too.
question, guys. Here's a big question. Where do you rank? Is Terrence Crawford a pound for pound all time great, or is he just a throwback in a very mediocre era? We'll start with Tyrese Bowie. What say you, brother?
Uh, I mean, he was ducked a lot. I mean, if you look at Crawford's career, he didn't get the marquee names, but he came up like an old school fighter. Yeah, I mean, he really had the time to mature and work on his skill. Like once he got the Braders Prescott fight, from the time he had the Prescott fight until he fought Jeff Horn, the man had 15 fights in 5 years. I mean, every time I looked up, he was on TV. While we had
Yep.
other guys who were prematurely thrusted into the pay-per-view. And so when people say, all these other guys were doing the heavy lifting, nah, it was Crawford doing the heavy lifting because he was damn near in training camp the whole fucking year just to be fighting that, just to fight like that.
Yeah,
So,
look, a lot of people like to criticize Top Rank's treatment of Terrence Crawford, including Bud Crawford. He's been very critical of Bob Arum, Todd DeBuff, Brad Goodman, and everyone at Top Rank. But look, they made him a headliner on the two biggest platforms of boxing at the time, HBO Sports and ESPN.
right.
Unfortunately, not no one wanted to step in the ring with this guy, and why? Because he wasn't the ticket seller Canelo.
Right. So I understand that you got to protect your ticket sellers, but I think he came up like an all time great. He just didn't have the opposition, and he's finally just getting that at the end of his career. Errol Spence was able to convince Al Hammond to make the fight, and Turkey came along. So and then they wouldn't make the Pacquiao fight in what 2017. So
Can you hear me
uh,
now? I just switched to my hotspot, guys. I'm sorry about
yeah,
that.
Yeah, we
But
can
yeah.
hear
So
you now.
yeah,
I think he's an all time great fighter. He just didn't have the all time great opposition.
honestly, plop him in the 80s. How does he do against the Four Kings?
I think he's all time great. I think he do good in any era, man. I mean, he got the reach, he got the skills. I don't care what era he in, man. I think he's a problem. He would be a problem.
Oh, yeah, I think he'd be a problem for anyone. I
Yeah.
do. I don't think he'd
Now, would
be
he win every fight? I don't know if he will win every fight, but he would definitely be one of those guys, though.
okay. Let's look at him against the Four Kings. Does he win any of those fights, prime for prime, against any of those guys? We're talking about Roberto Duran, Sugar Ray Leonard, Thomas Hearns, and Marvin Hagler. Does he beat any of those four guys in their prime?
At what weight does he fight Duran?
47 or 35. You can pick 35.
Nah, he doesn't have enough experience at 35. He was cutting a lot of weight at
Well, okay.
35.
Well, what's his prime weight then? 47?
I would say
47.
Okay. Well,
47.
that's where he fought Sugar Ray Leonard. So the guy who beat Sugar Ray Leonard first, that guy, how does he fare against Terrence Crawford?
I think he beats Duran and Hearn. That
No, I
yeah,
don't think he beat.
I think he beats the guys that come forward the most.
Tommy Hearns with that right hand and that jab and that height, that reach? No. I think he goes 0 for 4 against the Four Kings. This is what I'm saying, guys. It's a lot like Alexander Usyk. He is by far, head and shoulders, the best heavyweight of this generation. But you stick Usyk in the 90s, how does he fare?
Yeah, I don't know if Usyk fares well. I think Crawford can though, man. I only think we have two throwback fighters today, and to me, I think it's Crawford and Brian Norman. And Brian Norman is not proven yet, but the style makes me think he could have fought back then.
Look, Brian Norman has too many holes right now.
Yeah, right now, yeah, he got to
He's
prove some
got a
stuff,
lot
no
of
doubt about it,
potential,
no
but he's
doubt
a
about
young man and he's still learning on the job. And that's the reason why Devin Haney has taken this fight. He thinks that he sees something that he can
it. Oh
exploit.
yeah, oh
Hey,
yeah, oh yeah.
Ugo, welcome to the show, sir. I love your avatar, man. It's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. I actually got it
Humanity,
framed.
baby.
It got framed. I actually got a frame of it on my living room. So
Yes, I love
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
Woo! Hey, you know what? Once again, I'll say this again, guys. Ugo, we're not the type of guys that like to say we told you so, but we told you so. We told you so, guys.
Yeah, I said it. I said it before. I told you, Joseph, specifically. A lot of people were going to be disappointed. I saw this coming a mile away. I think beforehand, when I was giving out a list of people that I wanted to see fight Canelo Alvarez way before all this debacle happened. I mean, you saw the levels of, this guy didn't win in any aspect of that matchup. But I said Bebo, Beterbiev, Benavidez, Crawford, and amongst other people. But now there's a shift in the consciousness of these people. But I just want to say this. I want to thank all you people like Eric Gomez. I want to thank the Canelitas. I want to
Yeah.
thank Hawker Mustang. The list is expansive, Joseph, so I'm going to cut it short. I want to thank you people from the bottom of my heart, from my family to yours, for making me a lot of money. Because I actually had two bets going. I had seventh round knockout and then the UD, but obviously the UD came in. So, yep, it's good. I'm going to be eating good for the next coming year, Joseph. So,
I tell you
appreciate
what.
you,
Yeah,
the
I tell you what.
Canelitas.
And once again, we had tried to brace you guys for the inevitable. We told you guys that he lost a step. We know what we see in the ring, guys. And so here it is, guys. Um, Terrence Crawford. He look, fighters. One thing I would tell you about fighters, when it comes to money, they don't like to go backwards. Terrence Crawford made 5 or 50 million rock in his fight against Canelo. There's no other matchup on earth that'll yield similar dollars.
Hey,
So
well, look,
he's going to fight for
I think it's one.
Canelo.
Let me say this. I think it's one. If no, I listen to you and I think you're actually right. I think they are going to let this simmer down and they're going to probably do the Canelo rematch. But if it were not to happen, to come off of the Canelo fight, it's only one other fight that I think Turkey would be willing to pay for, and I would like to see that fight, which is Terrence Crawford versus David Benavidez, but
No
not at
way.
160. But look,
No
not
way.
at 168, not at 168, at 175.
No way.
I would like to
No
see
way.
that fight at
Look,
175.
why? Why would you want to see that? Crawford has no chance. Here, these guys
Hey,
were telling Crawford was too small for Canelo moving up 2 weight divisions. And now these Canelitas want to see him jump another weight division and fight
he could do
David
it. He could do
Benavidez?
it. He could do it. He would have the
No,
advantage. He
he
would have
would.
the advantage at 175. I don't want to see it at 168 because
No,
David
no,
Benavidez would be too fast at 168. I
no,
want him at
no.
175.
He gets destroyed at 68 or 75. David Benavidez is in his fighting prime. Look, Crawford, as magnificent as he looked against a shot Canelo Alvarez, he has no chance to win against David Ben. That is the worst possible style matchup for him. The height, the reach, the volume, the gas tank, the engine on David Benavidez. This is a guy who can throw 60, 70, 80 punches around. The volume, the height, the reach, the power would be way too much for Terrence Crawford. And honestly, I don't want to see it. There's only one reason why anyone is proposing this matchup, because they want to see Terrence Bud Crawford get his ass whooped. And
Okay,
sorry,
but
and sorry, guys, Crawford is not going to oblige you.
Okay, but listen to this though. All those reasons you listed is why everybody will believe that David Benavidez will win this fight, and that's what will make it the biggest fight in the world, because
Okay,
people will believe that Benavidez can
look,
win, but he's
I'm not
fighting Crawford.
I'm
That's
not
Crawford.
too rich. I agree with you. There's a lot of money in that matchup, and everyone would be intrigued. Can Terrence
Yeah.
Crawford pull off the impossible? And no, he can't at age 38. No chance. This
If
kid,
you
dude,
br-
he's almost 10 years older than David Benavidez. Dude, he would get his ass smoked like a brisket.
Hey,
That's
Benavidez
not
has
even
some
nice.
flaws. Benavidez has some flaws now. He's been on the
Yeah,
ground
of
before.
course.
He's
Look,
been on the ground.
if he's fighting Dimitri Bivol, I agree. But Terrence Crawford, 5'8", no chance. Not a chance. He's getting smacked. Look, David Benavidez is 6'2".
Hey, if anybody can do it, we know who can do it. If anybody can do it, we know who can do it.
Not Bud Crawford. Not at age 38. Forget it. Give it up.
Yeah, but it'll be a big fight. I tell you that. It'll be a big fight, man.
Oh,
I think that's what makes
it'd be
boxing
a huge
exciting.
fight. I tell you what, it'd be a huge fight. But ask Bomac what he thinks about that.
Yeah, I heard Bo Mac. I heard him, but you know what? Originally, they said Canelo was too big originally, and then they changed their mind once they game plan. If you game plan for Benavidez, there are holes there.
No, no, no,
There
no,
are
no.
holes there.
It wasn't just game planning. It was seeing how much Canelo had slipped. That's what determined everything. Trust me, if Canelo were still the guy at 168 that was the marauder, just busting everyone up with combination punching, working for all 3 minutes of every round. Look, if it's the guy, if Terrence Crawford saw that Canelo was the same guy who broke Billy Joe Saunders' orbital bone, he would have said, no, he's too big. No, I'm not interested in that fight. But it was obvious. Look, and if we can see it, if we could see that he wasn't the same, not even close, then you better damn sure bet that Bomac and Terrence Crawford saw it as well. And that's why they took this fight, guys. Make no mistake about it. That's why they jumped all over this fight, because they saw exactly what we did.
Well, do you think Benavidez is the same fighter at 175 that he was at 168?
Against Terrence Crawford? Hell yes. He would spank him like a redheaded stepchild. Pun intended. He would whoop his ass, guys.
Yeah.
Like honestly, I don't even think he would fare well. Styles make fights, guys. I don't think he would even fare well against Christian Mbili or Lester Martinez. Now, obviously, the Lester Martinez wouldn't happen. Guys, he doesn't beat Hamzat Shiraz either.
Yeah,
Hamzat
that'll be a good fight. That'll be a
terrible
good fight.
biometric from mid to long range. Terrible. Once again, man, Bud is a special fighter, but that's asking way too much of him. At age 38, no chance. Guys, I'm telling you, for the amount of money that he's looking for, the only matchup that makes sense monetarily and stylistically is a rematch with Canelo. I think
Yeah,
he has a rematch
yeah,
with Canelo, and then he rides off into the sunset and retires.
yeah. That's probably what's going to happen. That's probably what's going to happen.
Now, Hugo,
Yeah.
you've been around this channel now for a good minute.
Yeah.
Um, how many of my prognostications don't come true?
Yeah. A lot. A lot.
Wait a minute, you're saying how many of my?
No, a
I
lot
said,
come true. Right. Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah.
said how many of my prognostications don't come true?
Very
Very,
few. Yeah. Very
very
few, if any.
guys. Once again, we
Yeah.
know this business. We know this business, and we're going to tell you guys that David Benavidez, yeah, there's no way in Hades you could throw 150 million at Terrence Crawford and he still turns it down.
Yeah. I think at that point the the physicality is just too much. And even if they were in the pocket, even if Crawford tried to sneak punches in there, I think just the fear the pure size is going to factor in a lot, even when in those volleys from, especially from Benavidez, because at least when he was fighting with Canelo, he stepped into him and then he cracked him, as I've been saying he should. But his punch selection was on point too, and it was
Yep.
just crisp punches. But that's the problem with somebody like Benavidez. He has the luxury to either, I mean, I underrated Vinicius a lot in the pocket, but he showed me a lot in the last fight and the coming fight. So I see him either shelling up or pressing forward and just hitting him with just about anything, even if he lands on his body. It's just too much. I don't think Crawford will last long, but he might not get knocked out. But I think he'll be discouraged to engage with him because he's just that big. So
Yep.
either he
Guys,
shows up and takes him, and then waits for opportunity to crack him, or throws a volley and just doesn't give a shit, and just it probably play out like that. So
you want to hear something insulting to every single diehard fight fan? Demetrius Andrade came out publicly and said, "You know what? I want a shot at Terrence Crawford at 168."
Yeah. Nah,
Yeah. So the
nah.
guy, like, once again, Crawford, dude, that generates no money, no intrigue. No one wants to see it. There's no demand. Boo Boo Andrade, whatever you thought you were going to accomplish in the sport of boxing, it's already happened. Hang it up,
Yeah,
brother. You're not
yeah,
getting a fight
yeah.
with Bud Crawford, and you don't deserve it. Now, I'll say this: Dan Canovio, who does a podcast with Chris Algieri, right? He
Uh-huh.
says, "Oh, I would love to see a fight with Dimitri Bivol and Bud Crawford." I'm like, dude, that's never going to happen. That's never going to happen, and it makes no sense, honestly, guys. And I said, Dan, you're living in fantasy land. I'll tell you what fight makes more sense. Fight for undefeated against the guy that you dropped your belt to, David Benavidez and Dimitri Bivol. Sign it up. Let's see that fight, guys.
yeah,
Why does everyone want to see Bud Crawford move up to 75 and get his ass whooped by either Dimitri Bivol or David Benavidez? Why? Are
yeah.
they that pissed off?
The Canelitas are for sure. The Canelitas are they're throwing
Dude,
every excuse under
honest,
the.
they need they need to go get checked for mental health. Like, dude,
Of
they need
course.
to be on suicide watch, man.
Yeah, I've been checking in with these people. Joseph, trust me, I've done the rounds to
Hey, Ugo,
make sure that
and
they are mentally.
the floor is yours for a second. I need to go take a Veda test. I'll be right back, guys.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been mentally checking out with these people because I said actually 2 years ago this that Crawford on paper beats Canelo Alvarez. To me, this was an easy call. I've also haven't. I heard your comment before, other guy too, Rich.
Uh-huh.
That you never bet against Canelo. I haven't either. But the times I have bet against Canelo, it's for this exact same reason because the Crawford on paper was just a better fighter. You saw it. I mean, the jab was impeccable. The distance
Yeah.
control was impeccable. The mix-ups were impeccable. The catch and shoot combinations were impeccable and creative. I mean, that guy, he didn't do anything. The only thing I got wrong was I didn't think it was going to be that bad. I had a 9-3. What did you have to fight?
I had a 9-3 or even 10-2, but I'll stick with
Yeah,
9-3, man. You know, that was
yeah,
a routing, man. It was a clinic, man. I think Bud could have did it even better, but I thought he stuck to the game plan. You know, don't give Canelo a chance. You know, to land that lucky shot, and it was just it was amazing, man. You know, I'm gonna have for the next probably a couple of months. I'm just gonna be breaking down this fight and what Bud Duke. I think it's easy to say that Canelo was washed. I don't think nobody else. I don't know who else he would fight, but I don't think I would be picking somebody else against Canelo. I don't think he was that washed. I think this was Bud. You know what I mean?
yeah,
You know, the short shots, the catching them as he coming in. It just, you know, I made a little clip or short when Bud throw the left hand. Uh, Canelo parried it in some kind of way. Bud was able to take the same arm and still land a hook. Who can do
yeah,
that, man, with powers to hurt Canelo? You know, he got a skill set that they hid it from us for years, and now we
yeah,
just getting to see it. I don't want him to retire. He didn't take any damage, so he didn't get hurt. So, I want to see him fight, man. But I do
Me
agree,
too.
Canelo, if you want the rematch, should get the rematch though.
But it's a difficult. I don't know what sort of what can he do? He just it seemed he threw everything at but the kitchen sink to the guy, and he didn't even try to go for it. That's what bothered me. I always knew Canelo Alvarez mentally was always weak. Like to me, I understood that when you're the hammer for so long, and then nobody likes being the nail, right? But when you become the nail in this particular, I mean, Crawford forced him into that position. He was the nail that night. And you saw the guy just not do anything. And this is the third time already, as Joseph noted, that this asshole throws a fit and it just doesn't just refuses to go for it. And I've
Has
seen
no
that to
heart.
him way before. Yeah, I saw that with
He's
the
a
Floyd
he's
fight.
a
That's what.
he's a prima donna bitch who has no heart. That's why
Yeah,
so many Mexicanos criticize Canelo. And look,
that's exactly why.
and they feel justified, and I can't blame him at this point.
Yeah,
Dude, look at Chavez Sr. When he was way past his prime. Dude, he showed a ton of heart, even in loss to Oscar De La Hoya.
yeah,
And what happened? He tried again.
yeah,
Canelo, dude, doesn't have that heart. Even in the gym, guys, and I've seen it personally. He's a prima donna bitch who throws a tantrum if someone's putting it on him in sparring.
yeah. If you notice the facial expressions he was doing throughout the fight, he just couldn't believe he was getting pieced up. But
Yeah.
I'm sitting there thinking like, what did you expect this guy? You expected this guy to throw one combination and just what, and then stand there for you to hit him? I mean, what are we talking about? This guy's supposed to
Dude,
be the creme de la creme of this generation. I mean, come on, man.
he
I
was
knew Crawford's skill on
befuddled.
paper were just too much. It was just too much. Everything was too
He
much.
was
The
he
IQ.
was befuddled by the lead right hand alone.
Yeah,
Guys, he couldn't handle the intelligent jab of Terrence Crawford out of the southpaw position. He
no.
couldn't
No.
set anything up. He couldn't establish his own jab when he would try to lunge in with the right hand. Crawford would just do those step back counters and then pivot around him, rinse and repeat. It was a horror show for Canelo's fans, and they're trying to make it seem now, oh, it was a close fight. Look at the scorecards. Look at CompuBox. I'm like, guys, do you know what you're looking at?
Yeah,
Gosh, Crawford
Hey,
whooped his ass and made it look like light sparring, guys. Go back and watch the fight. It looks like easy sparring.
but I think the controversy about the scorecards and all that now, that's the kind of give a precedent for the rematch. See, I think they're trying to set the stage for a rematch. That
So
it
you think
deserves a
they're trying to
rematch.
justify a rematch by the scorecards and CompuBox?
I
hmm,
think that's what they're trying to do. They're just trying to put
Well,
something out
I
there to give a
well,
reason.
I tell you what. In my opinion, Canelo cannot touch any of the top guys at 68 or 75. So where else is he going to go? I'm
Yeah.
telling you guys, in May, rematch with Crawford. September, Jake Paul at cruiserweight,
yeah.
and
That's
that's
Yeah.
it.
only really.
That's it. It's over. It's over, guys, for Canelo. Whatever he was going to accomplish in the sport of boxing, it's already happened. And he's had a great career, but he's done. Stick a fork in him. He has no chance, and he's known this. This is why he chose Berlanga. This is why he chose a guy like Jaime Munguia, who and look at Jaime Munguia and Edgar Berlanga in their next fight after Canelo. They
Yeah.
got their
Yeah,
asses smoked like a cheap plumber.
Yeah.
Golovkin retired. He baited him out of retirement for a third fight. It looked like a terrible sparring session.
Yeah.
Dude, he went toe to toe with John Gorilla Ryder. Guys, he hasn't been the same for a while, and I've been telling you guys this. So what's next for Canelo? Yeah, he's on his victory lap, guys. He's like Anthony Joshua right now. Anthony Joshua, first ballot Hall of Famer, nothing left to prove. He's just going to have a couple of decent fights, make his money, trying to bait Tyson Fury out of retirement, and that's it. Don't expect
yeah.
him to fight anyone with a pulse. like the winner of Joseph Parker and what's his nuts, Fabio Wardley. Forget it.
Well, yeah.
Not going to happen. Forget him doing a rematch with Daniel Dubois. Not going to happen. Forget him trying to fight Alexander Usyk. Not going to happen. Forget him fighting Agit Kabayel. Not going to happen. Forget him fighting Moses Itauma. Forget that. Not going to happen. Guys, he's going to fight someone like Jermaine Franklin again. Someone of that ilk. And then he's going to fight Tyson Fury for a ton of money. And that's it. Expect the same from both Crawford and Canelo. This is their victory lap, guys, and they've done enough to deserve that.
Hey, let me ask you this question.
Go ahead, sir.
When it comes to the Canelo, how much of this are we looking at Eddie Reynoso? Because it seemed like to me he just had the same game plan that he had for Zapata against Shakur, which is hit the arm, hit everything. It's the same game plan.
I've told you guys for a very long time, Reynoso isn't a very good coach. He was just lucky to have a people and a fighter like Canelo. How many other fighters has he built from the amateurs up to become a champion? Zero.
Nobody.
Zilch.
Yeah.
Look at Bomac, guys. Look at the job that he's doing with all of his fighters, including Keyshawn Davis.
Yeah. Comparatively, Bomac gave a lot way in, and they were winning the fight, but Bomac was still giving them a million times better advice than Reynoso. Reynoso has always been lacking as a coach, man. I've said it before. I never thought of the guy highly.
Did you see any sense of urgency from
No.
Eddie Reynoso?
No, he needed to tell him after the first round, hey man, we got to step it up. You're losing these exchanges. Let's go. Wake up. Let's go now. Fight with everything. Throw it on the line. You gotta go.
Dude,
You gotta go. He didn't do
acting
anything.
he was acting like he was sparring. Almost like he knew this was going to happen. Hey,
Yeah.
just take our beating like a man. Let's just make our money and go. No sense of urgency at all. And dude, my goodness, he made Bomac and Terrence Crawford look like the best 1-2 tandem since Cus D'Amato and Mike Tyson.
Yeah. Hey, but
once again, I'm going to go back to this now. So is Terrence Crawford really an all-time great? Or is he just a product and taking a throwback in a terrible, mediocre era with clowns like Ryan Garcia, clowns like Sean Porter, shot fighters like what's his name from who's the guy he busted up, man? Guy from Dallas. What's his name? Errol Spence Jr.
Yeah.
Dude, shot the shit. And now we're talking about Errol Spence possibly coming out of retirement and fighting Jermell Charlo. Dude, honestly, he can't even complete a sentence any longer. Have you heard him talk?
Okay, well, let me ask you this question real quick then.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so originally Errol Spence, if he had to beat Crawford, he was gonna get the Canelo fight. Do we think Errol Spence would have been able to move up to 168 and beat Canelo?
Dude, we all saw it. He's shot to shit. Has no reflexes. Worse than Canelo. He doesn't belong in the ring. He probably can't even see out of both eyes clearly. He's got no reflexes. He can't even formulate a complete sentence. I'm being nice. Guys,
he was talking fine before Crawford.
I'm sorry, what?
I said he was talking fine before Crawford.
No, he wasn't. Leading up to that fight, like people would question, wait a minute, has he been drinking? Like, go back and watch the press conferences leading up to the fight. Regis Gregarious. Dude, no, he sounded like Meldrick Taylor. It was sad. But that's what happens when you abuse your body between fights. You drink like a fish. He likes to call himself the big fish. Well, he sure was drinking like one. And then he's in that horrific car accident. Guys, he was shot to shit. And Terrence Bud Crawford once again knew it. Now, this is why I say, is he just taking advantage of a mediocre era? Because when you look at guys like Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather Jr., Roy Jones Jr., those guys were special. They had speed, reflexes, power, along with ring IQ, footwork. Bud Crawford, give me something that he does spectacularly well besides switch hitting. Does he have the
To me,
best speed in any division? No. Does he have the best power? No.
he has the best timing though of anybody. The
Yes,
best timing and
I
the
will
best
agree with that.
IQ.
He has excellent timing, excellent ring IQ. He's a switch hitting badass who can beat you up from both sides. But,
Counterpunching and
but
no,
you stick
the
him in the ring with a prime Floyd Mayweather. No, he does not win. You stick him in the ring with a prime Manny Pacquiao, the one who busted up Miguel Cotto and Ricky Hatton, God rest his soul. No, he doesn't beat those guys.
Hey, but look at this though. The part of Bud Crawford that we don't talk about is the team behind him. W.A.W is not just W.A.W. He has, I think, 5 trainers. He has African Americans, and he has a Mexican or Spanish coach. That makes a difference. So Bud he got Mexican style and Black American style. So
No.
I think that makes him special.
Right now, he's got the best team in
Yes,
boxing. Right
yes,
now,
best team, best team.
oh, here to there says Freddie Roach was very aware of Bud's capability and kept him away from Manny. Yeah, when Manny was what, 40 years old? I just said Manny Pacquiao in his prime, the guy in 2010 who busted up Miguel Cotto, who knocked out Ricky Hatton in 3 rounds. That
Yeah,
guy, no, Bud Crawford does not beat that guy. Now, the Manny Pacquiao who went life or death with Jesse Vargas, yeah, Bud Crawford wipes the floor with him. The guy who beat Thurman, Bud Crawford wipes the floor with that guy. Like we said leading into this Canelo fight, I said, guys, to be honest, and Terrence Crawford said as much. Man, he wasn't even the hardest puncher I'd ever faced. Man, Igas Velasquez was a tougher fight than Canelo. And we told you guys the same thing.
yeah. Hey, well, let me say this last thing before I get out of here, man. Before the fight, for me, I thought a lot of people put too much stock into the Madrimov fight, and my explanation was this. I said when Crawford fought Porter, Porter gave Crawford some trouble. He was jumping in, he was jumping out. It took a minute for Crawford to get the timing down on Porter. I said, but Errol Spence came straight forward. That made Crawford's job easier. I said Madrimov was jumping around. Crawford had to get the timing on Madrimov. I said, Canelo is coming forward. It's going to be easy for Crawford. And I think a lot of people miss that when a guy's coming forward and you're an excellent counterpuncher, it makes your job easy. You see what easier, let's say easier.
Yeah, look, and once again, everyone who is criticizing Terrence Crawford's last performance, that's where you can say Madrimov had a lot to do with that. His footwork, and let's be honest, didn't really take a lot of risks or chances against Terrence Crawford either.
Yeah, no, he didn't.
And it's because of the style matchup. Both guys are prolific counterpunchers, waiting for their opponent to get off first.
Yeah.
But
But look, I'm
look,
gonna get out of here, man. I appreciate you letting me come up, man. I'll still be in the chat for a minute.
hey, God bless you too, Rich. Thank you for joining us, my friend.
Okay, all right.
Always a pleasure, brother. What is this? Vazinian. Good to see you, Jose. And yeah, Bud is the best, but Benavidez is too much, too big. Yep. Guys, anyone who's not trying to get Terrence Crawford an ass beat can clearly see this. And once again, Bomac, he's never going to allow that fight to happen. You could throw 200 million on. He's saying, nope, Terrence, not worth it. You've already made your money. You own Canelo Alvarez. You can have a rematch and demand this time 75 million. And that's what's going to happen, guys. That's what's going to happen. Hold on. JumpTube says this. CompuBox had it 5-5 and 2 tie rounds if you go by punches landed. Once again, man, that's it. So I don't feel bad about my 8-4 Bud card. Look, 8-4 was just like Max DeLuca. That's not bad. That's still a convincing, clear victory. That was yeah, look, that was more liberal than the judges who had Beevil, all three of them winning only 7 rounds to 5.
Yeah.
So, Box, once again, a guy playing Nintendo AI, come on. They had it a draw. Pendejos. Look, man, look, I'll say this. Let's go back to the broadcast. Ugo, what did you think of Max Kellerman and Andre Ward? Just, anyway, your thoughts, brother.
Yeah, it's to be expected. I mean, they're both dumbasses, so I don't know. I try to.
Dude,
I
I
was
had to turn
listening to
down
them.
the sound. I turned down the sound. And
Yeah,
I was actually unboxing gems that night.
I switched
And
broadcast. I switched to the Spanish.
I was pissed. I was pissed that they didn't allow Brandon Adams and Sergey Boachuk to be on the main card. I'm like, are you guys stupid? Do you guys
Yeah,
know what you're looking at? Do you guys know boxing?
they should have swapped it over at least for the first fight that was on the main card. That would have been cool.
Oh my
I don't
gosh,
know
dude, the
what
kid
the
from
hell they were thinking.
Saudi was terrible.
Yeah,
Guy doesn't know how to fight. My guy Travis Crawford actually took it to him. I thought he did very well.
yeah, yeah. That was a good fight, but yeah, I guess they're pushing that Saudi Arabian. I never heard of him either. Alawaki, Alwiki, Alkuki.
That guy doesn't belong anywhere near that stage. And let's be
Mm-hmm.
honest, Dana White, yeah, the main event starting at 1 a.m. Eastern time. Oh, you're gonna see better pacing from my bullshit. Bullshit. Dude, you could put a dot on his head, man. It looked like my Johnson. Ching, pendejo. Dude, Dana White's so full of shit, his eyes are brown.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's the one thing I do know about Dana White. That you can never trust anything that guy has to. He's a scumbag, man. So I don't know.
He
I've
is a
never
dirt
liked him,
bag.
but
He
yeah.
is a dirt bag. So, guys, let's move on. We're going to talk about, oh boy, Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez. Look, why is Turkey Al Sheikh throwing so much money at this matchup?
Who knows?
Didn't he say that he didn't want any more Tom and Jerry fights?
Yeah. Shit, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know
Why
what he
the
wants to
hell
know.
why the hell is he throwing tens of millions of dollars at these guys?
Well, on top of that, let's see if the fight materializes too. That's the only thing that has me worried. Even though I prefer
Oh
Timo
man, look,
Tio over.
if Teofimo Lopez stays true to form, yeah, this fight's not going to happen.
Yeah.
He has a knack for talking his way or negotiating his way out of a big money opportunity because he thinks he's worth more than he is. I guarantee you he's going to botch this by saying, hey, you know what? I deserve the lion's share because I'm the champ. Even though he couldn't sell out my living room on a Saturday night. He's from New York and he's forced to fight in the Hulu Theater. He
Right.
can't even sell that out. Mas puto. Pendejo.
My,
Chingao, dude. Honestly, man, flush him down the toilet. That's what I'm saying, guys. In my opinion, Terrence Crawford is a throwback. He's a legitimate pound for pound badass, but he's taken advantage of a terribly mediocre era.
yeah.
And I'm sorry, he goes 0 for 4 if he fights any of the 4 kings from the 80s.
Yeah, those be hard matchups. I
I
mean,
don't think I'm wrong in saying that. Terrence
no.
Crawford, dude, Tommy Hearns whoops his ass. Sugar Ray Leonard beats him soundly. Prime.
Yeah.
Roberto Duran. Terrence Crawford can't handle that smoke on the inside.
Yeah.
And then Marvin Hagler, forget about it.
Yeah, they all actually beat him in different ways too, so that's also interesting about
Okay, so let's try 54. You think Terrence Crawford beats John the Beast Mugabe? Hell no. John the Beast Mugabe knocks his ass out.
Yeah.
Okay, how does he fare against even a prime Gennady Golovkin? A guy who can actually come forward and be assertive.
Yeah. Nah, no
And
way.
has a jab that will disrupt your timing and rhythm. How does he fare against a prime Gennady Golovkin?
Yeah, I think he loses greatly, severely.
Guys,
Possibly
once
gets
again,
knocked
what
out.
are we talking about then now?
Yeah. I mean,
It's
he is
just,
great for what he is, but yeah.
it's just like Usyk. And the reason why I'm very, very clear in saying this and very confident in saying this is because he doesn't do any one thing special except switch hit. He doesn't have shocking one punch knockout power. He doesn't have the kind of speed that Manny Pacquiao, Roy Jones, or Floyd Mayweather had. He doesn't have the kind of footwork that Manny Pacquiao had. He doesn't have the kind of reflexes that Floyd Mayweather had. Guys, look, he's solid and he's a very smart fighter. But no, guys, he's taken advantage of a mediocre era. Khalid, welcome to the show, sir. Good to see you.
Hey, what's going on, Joseph? It's been a minute since I
What
came
did
on here.
what did you think of Saturday night's fight? What were your takeaways, brother?
This was a great fight, man. I mean, I picked Crawford to win, and
Yep,
it pretty much came out how I expected. He outboxed him, moved around the ring pretty well. Um, Canelo, of course, I think he did look a little bit better than his previous few fights, but he definitely is not his prime self. Um, and like you were just saying, like I agree with what you said about Crawford taking advantage of the era. And if this was Canelo from 2020, 2019, 2018,
modern
Crawford
performance.
definitely, he would definitely not move up and fight Canelo. I think they
Not
definitely
even
saw him
close.
slip in that
Yep,
skull fight and they took advantage.
yep.
But regardless, great victory from Terrence Crawford. You know, I can't take that away from him.
No one can. Absolutely. What he did was special, guys.
Yeah.
What he did was special, and I was happy to see it. And I'm glad the judges couldn't find a reason to rob him. I will say
Yeah.
that. But once again, Khalid, where do you think Canelo and Crawford go from here?
I think Crawford goes on another year of inactivity. You know, that's what usually he's been doing. I think Canelo I actually think Canelo might look at the Eubank fight. If Eubank beats Conor Ben, I think that's a fight he might do.
Um, he's going to have to go overseas to fight him then, because that
Yeah,
fight makes
because
absolutely no money or no sense in America.
yeah. But what's the deal with Turkey? I heard he had like a contract with Turkey and like he has like three
He's got
fights
2 fights
left. I
left.
don't know,
Two
He has
fights left.
two.
two fights. So yeah, he has two fights left with Turkey Al Sheikh.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So
Yep.
what two fights is
But
there for
once
him?
again, though, if he chooses to retire, there's nothing Turkey Al can do to bind him to that contract. Care of the Muhammad Ali Boxing Reform Act, you can't put a gun to a fighter's head and force him in the ring. So that's always an option. In my opinion, Canelo should retire. He's got nothing left to prove. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's a 5 division world champion. Is it 5 or
Yeah,
4?
five.
Five.
Okay, 5. Okay, very good. He's got nothing left to prove, guys. And he is definitely way past his prime. It doesn't even look like the same fighter, guys. And once again, we told you guys as much. And it wasn't hard to see.
Yeah,
So I think Canelo should ride off into the sunset like a cowboy, like the Sundance Kid.
Like Brokeback
Rest
Mountain.
in peace, Robert Redford.
Yeah.
In my opinion, Terrence Crawford does the same thing. If Canelo chooses to retire, Terrence Crawford is going to retire as well. Because there's no money in any other matchup that will come close to the money that he's grown accustomed to making. Let's be honest, how much money is there in a fight opposite Jaron Boots Ennis? Or let's say he fights at 160. How much money is in a fight against Janabek Ali Manala or Carlos Adames?
Yeah, practically nothing with those, especially with those matchups. Yeah.
So if Canelo retires, so is Terrence Crawford.
Yeah.
And all of these assholes who think, oh, he needs to move up to 175, wouldn't that be great? Yeah, if you want to see Terrence Crawford lose.
Yeah,
Guy,
he would
look,
never move up to 175. I don't think
that
Bo-Mac would allow that.
no, he wouldn't. Bomac's a
Yeah.
smart guy. And that's unreasonable, guys. And honestly, I don't want to see it. I like Terrence
Yeah.
Crawford in the ring.
I like Crawford too. I wanted to see more from Crawford, ideally as a if,
Me too. I
but
know
yeah,
he
he's at the end
did
of the line.
47 against all those PBC guys. Yeah, I would have loved to have seen that.
No, I would have loved to see him against both the Charlos, Virgil, Boots, and then whoever. But the problem is, yeah, they're not gonna happen. Should have
Yeah,
happened a lot
there's just
earlier. But
not enough money in any of those
no,
matchups. Like, guys,
would
I'll
have.
be honest. I think he struggles against this version of Sebastian Fundora. It's ridiculous,
Mm.
guys. The range this guy has. I think Terrence Crawford struggles against Sebastian Fundora. That's dude 6'6" against 5'8". Come
Yeah,
on.
you can't prepare for Sebastian Fundora. Like, he's just an anomaly.
Yeah, guys, honestly. Here's Sal's Blog Talk. Welcome to the show, sir. He says, "Sup, fellas? No, very basic question. But how do you think in less than a year, essentially, was TC able to transition from 54 to 68, carrying the weight stamina-wise?" Guys, you already know. You already know.
Smack.
Dude, you think he worked with Victor Conti because he's a nice guy?
Yeah.
Come on, guys. They were both on that shit. Both of them were juicing to the gills.
Hey,
And I know
yeah,
this to be true, guys.
but
And
Sal's
once
Block
again,
Talk.
I'm one of the few journalists who doesn't have a problem with it.
Yeah. Sal's Block Talk. Also, keep in mind Canelo is also on the juice, so this wasn't even fight in that aspect. Canelo has the one of everything juice plan. Whoever it is that he's engaging with.
Khalid,
So
were you a bit surprised when you saw Canelo's heart shrink like the Grinch when he was losing the fight comfortably?
Nope. I mean, we saw it happen with Bevel. Same thing.
Dude, he throws a tantrum like a bitch, like a big
yeah,
baby.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
threw a fit in there.
Remember Crawford would jab him and then he would like look to the side and like walk off. I was like, what the hell? But
He was like, "What? How
Yeah,
dare
that was
you?"
yeah,
like, did you notice his reactions in the final rounds? The
Yeah,
championship
yeah.
round? Like, what was that all about?
he just couldn't believe it. He
Big
just
pendejo.
he was getting smacked around. He was like,
No
"Oh,
heart, man. No heart. Like, dude, look at the heart that Oscar De La Hoya showed against Manny Pacquiao when he was getting pieced up. He
Oh
yeah,
never
man.
stopped trying. Canelo would have
he's
thrown a tantrum and just, yeah, packed it in mentally. That's what he does, guys. When things aren't going his way in the ring, he throws a tantrum. Prima donna.
yeah,
Guys,
yeah,
that's why he didn't fight David Benavidez. And that's why he chose Jaime Munguia, John Ryder, and Edgar Berlanga, and a
don't know."
washed up Gennady Golovkin in his last several fights.
Yeah,
And
Yeah,
Trevor
Sean.
Carlo. Come
but
on.
I knew it was over with Canelo when he couldn't stop Edgar Berlanga. Like,
That guy's a
Edgar
clown.
Berlanga's horrible. He's a horrible fighter, man.
Clown. He's a horrible fighter. No skills. Like,
Yeah,
honestly, I don't know who is less skilled, Rolly Romero or Edgar Berlanga.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Dude, that's funny.
And now we're hearing Manny Pacquiao wants to fight Rolly Romero for his WBA title.
Mm.
Guys, look, I'll be honest. I think Manny Pacquiao wins.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Guys, but do we want to see it?
Nah,
No.
I don't want to see that shit, man. Come on.
Hell
Definitely. It's
no.
pay-per-view. It's a pay-per-view probably too, right? Oh man.
Oh,
Yeah, of course.
oh my gosh, that's terrible. Say it.
That's
Look. It's at least it's not Tank Davis versus Jake Paul.
Yeah,
I
but
Guys,
mean
it's
both
up there. It's up
yeah,
there
both of
though
them
with
are
the
pretty
crazy.
bad. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
Both are pretty bad.
they're awful. Guys, look. Let's talk about, in my opinion, the real pound for pound king of boxing at this time, and that's
in a
Noya.
way.
I
I
was
told
dead wrong
I
about this
told you,
match.
Joseph.
You
That's what I
did.
Wait,
was
what?
referring to.
You
I,
did.
I was what I was referring to before with all the picks you made. You get, you remember when you asked me that was,
Oh yeah,
we rarely get them wrong, but yeah, Viva
yeah,
la
dude.
Inoue, man.
And look. When I'm wrong, I have no problem saying, brother, I didn't see this one coming. I was dead wrong. MJ Akhmadaliev, once again, Noi Inoue. That's a special fighter because MJ Akhmadaliev, from speaking with Joel Diaz, said, "Oh, my guy's in shape. He's ready to go. He is the best.
Hmm.
This is the best camp we've ever had." Dude, Noi
Wow.
Inoue put forth a masterclass, made it look easy, guys.
Yep.
And MJ
Yeah,
Akhmadaliev in his prime,
Yeah,
guys.
Akmadaliev, he's a big
That is
puncher.
the real pound for pound king, in my opinion.
yeah.
What say
He
you?
he's a guy that consistently shows the domination and class and extra levels and professionalism. The guy has it all. That's why I respect Inoue so much, even though I don't necessarily think highly of the country or those people, but he's just an exceptional talent all around. He just brought. It was a master class. I wanted to see a finish, Joseph, but yeah, good shit. It wasn't. It was man. It was a great performance as always. I mean, I was up anyways to watch the fight, so got it
Well,
early.
what I was telling everyone about Crawford, and it was, oh, can he take his power? I'm like, look, guys, look. What determines, and not a lot of people, unless you're in the gym, Khalid, I know you know this, but this is why you don't see a whole lot of knockouts at the elite level. Most of the time, it goes the distance. Why? Because your mindset, how strong you are mentally, almost always determines how good your chin is going to be.
Yep.
Mm,
And Terrence
That's true.
Crawford is that dog. He's that guy. And I was like, guys, he's not going to get stopped.
yeah,
Like, don't even make that bet because he's not going to get stopped. He's mentally strong. He is a badass, and he's going
yeah,
to be able. You're going to see him, and he's going to be able to take Canelo's power with ease. At least that's
yeah.
the way it's going to seem because he's so
Mhm.
mentally strong.
Yeah, that's the first things that came to my mind actually, Joseph, when the matchup, what I was considering the upcoming matchup was it because I called it 2 years ago. I said Crawford beats him on paper, but that's the thing. Yeah, I thought like what I was thinking going back and forth, but then I was what I haven't seen much from him. His Canelo's accuracies, it doesn't seem like he's throwing perfect punch. The delivery of the power. So I was like, yeah, even if he lands flush, he landed flush sometimes, but nah, you saw nothing. So I was confident in that. That was the
Yeah, guys,
first assessments I made.
Crawford, it's because he's so mentally strong.
Yeah,
Guys, most people don't realize unless you've been in this business for a long time, been in and around the gyms, your mental makeup determines how strong your chin is.
yeah. That's why I
Look,
like a guy like Crawford and Inoue that you got to kill those guys,
look at
basically.
look at the Klitschko brothers as a great example of that. Look at Vitali compared to his brother Vladimir. It's like night and day, guys. Look at a guy like Ike Ibiabuchi and David Tua. You could bring an aluminum bat to the ring, and they would still walk through shit, right?
Yeah,
And I'll say this about Canelo: he's very confident and very, very mentally strong, but he's got no heart. He's got no heart. Eric Gomez, come on, dude. Tell me you're joking. Pound for pound, number 1, Inoue, number 2, Bud, 3, Canelo.
What?
Guys, look, Khalid, would you even put Canelo still in the top 10?
Honestly, I think he's not even in the top 10. Like
Nope.
he's all the title defenses were against fringe contenders, and then he loses to a 147. He loses to 147. Like I think maybe if you're generous, you could put him like 9, 10, but I probably wouldn't put him there.
Mm.
I saw that. Eric Gomez says Ring has him number 10.
Yeah, I think that's like. I mean,
They're
that's
being
fair. That's fair.
fair? Really?
I guess that's kind of fair. Yeah.
Honestly? Let's pull up their top 10 real quick, guys. Let's see what they have. Hold on.
I never
Uh,
had him in my top 10, so I don't have this issue with this
no, you're a
particular.
little biased though. You're a little
Nah,
biased there.
I saw what we saw, Joseph. You just broke it down with the matchups. Come on, man. You just
Yeah,
I
look. Here it is, guys. Here it is.
yeah,
Um, they've got Terrence Crawford, number 1. Alexander Usyk, number 2. Number 3, Noah Inoue. Number 4, Dmitry Bivol. 5, Arthur Beterbiev. 6, Bam Rodriguez. 7, Junto Nakatani. 8, Shakur Stevenson. 9, David Benavidez. 10, Canelo Alvarez.
Yeah.
mm,
Who would you put in front of Canelo, or who would you replace Canelo with?
I would replace him with, let's see, Teofimo Lopez. I would replace him with Jaron Boots Ennis. I'd replace,
Nakatani.
honestly, well, Nakatani's already up there. He's number 7.
Yeah,
Um, like, dude, I put Janibek Ali Manala in front of him at this point.
damn.
Mm.
Guys, dude, I would put Jayo Bataya in front of him at this point.
Yeah, true.
Guys, and I'm not exaggerating. Like, honestly, he doesn't belong anywhere near pound for pound top 10.
Mm.
From what we saw against a smaller man moving up 2 weight divisions, handling him like an easy day of sparring, how can you justify putting him as number 10?
Yeah,
Like, honestly, I would much rather put Kenshiro Taraji. I would
yeah,
put Tank Davis in front of him at this point.
yeah,
Like I'm not joking. Seriously. I'd put
yeah.
Virgil Ortiz in front of him. I'd put Sebastian Fundora in front of him.
Damn.
Tell me I'm wrong. Dude,
Nah, you're right. You're right.
dude,
I think
he
he's
is
done.
slipped.
Canelo's.
Go ahead, Khalid. My
Yeah,
apologies.
yeah. Canelo is definitely like he's not. He's definitely not a pound for pound fighter anymore.
He's like one of those old women who can't accept that she's not that young, hot 18-year-old girl anymore.
Yeah,
Yep.
She's
Yep.
like that. He's like that middle-aged woman who still goes to the bars, thinking that every guy's gonna try to pick her up, and no guy wants to buy her a drink.
yeah,
That's what he's like right now. He can't. In the immortal words of Jack Nicholson, you can't handle the truth, Canelo.
mm,
And that's it, man. I don't know how else to say that.
yeah,
Like honestly, dude, I don't get it. Dude, like, how could everyone not see this? We were
yeah.
telling you guys going into this fight. Like, honestly, I think we should see a rematch finally between Erislandy Lara and Canelo Alvarez.
Damn.
There's
And that
Lenny
would
Laura.
be
He's really good, man.
and that would actually be a good
Nah,
fight.
nah, I got Ayers Lenny Laura, man.
That's what I'm saying.
He's the best 40-year-old in boxing Or actually behind Usyk, of course. I don't know if Usyk's 40, but yeah, he's up there.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you guys, uh, this is not good. In my opinion, Canelo, looking at his little angel who was at the fight, who congratulated Terrence Crawford, that little angel of a daughter he has. Dude, retire. Don't get yourself hurt. You don't have it anymore. It's like, dude, that's what I'm saying. He's like that 55-year-old woman who's still going to bars wearing fishnets.
Yeah.
Don't hang it up. Okay? You know what? Don't hike your skirt up anymore. You're not that young chick. You don't have it anymore. Dude, it's going to be embarrassing if you fight a real guy at your weight division. And you can't make anything less than 68 anymore. And if you did, Carlos Adames would whoop your ass. So would Janabek.
Yeah.
So Canelo, hey man, you've had a great career. Oh, Eric Gomez. I was born
Oh,
ready.
yeah, you were born to
Okay.
get your ass
Hey,
up. That's true.
look. Hey, you know what? You know what? Eric, when you step in, when you see me step in the ring or a rematch with Terrence Crawford, you're gonna see something different. Okay, you're gonna see
You're
something
He
different.
was right.
gonna
He
see
was
something
right,
Yeah.
different.
Joseph.
Well, we sure did see something different. Dude, you're enjoying this way too much, Hugo.
Of course, Joseph. I've been at this 3 fucking years, man. These people have doxed me. These people have hacked my phone. These people have done all sorts of shit. Of course, I'm gonna enjoy it. Look, I'm the most shadow banned person when it comes to the Canelo Alvarez subject. So trust me. I have to enjoy myself. I mean, it's not enough though. I can say this: when he lost, it was bittersweet for me. But now, I want to see more, man. It's not enough, but I'm enjoying it for sure. I've been on a high since Saturday, man.
Look,
Yeah.
guys, and anyone, look, if anyone is holding out hope and demanding to see Terrence Crawford get his ass whooped, guys, look, don't expect Bomac and Terrence Crawford to move up to 175 or even try to bait David Benavidez or Dimitri Bivol to get back to get back down to 168 to fight Terrence Crawford. It's not going to happen, guys. It's not going to happen, and it's unrealistic. It's unreasonable to even make that request. Now, what
Hmm.
I want to know is, Khalid, your thoughts, and I addressed this a minute ago, but your thoughts on Demetrius Andrade, Boo Boo. He
Oh
wants to
my
fight
goodness.
Terrence Crawford at 68 for undisputed.
Wow. That's man, Boo Boo has a way of like just popping out when like nobody's looking for him. It's kind of
When
funny,
has
Well,
but
anyone ever looked for him?
yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while, Joseph. I think since like since he pulled out of the Charlo fight, I don't know. But
Look,
yeah,
this is how
he's
bad it is. Now
comical.
they're seeing damaged goods and low hanging fruit. Hamzat Shiraz is still calling out Canelo Alvarez in 2026.
Yeah, that's
Guys, everyone's picking on the bully now.
man. Why doesn't Shiraz fight Pacheco? I think that's a great matchup. Like,
I actually like that matchup.
yeah, that's perfect. They're both like the same height. They're both lanky. Uh, I think they're good,
But
like good counter punchers.
yeah, they're excellent counterpunchers. You know what? Sign it up, man. Why not? Why not? Why not? I would love to see that fight.
Yeah, that's a great fight.
And I tell you what, it'd be a lot more entertaining than Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez.
Oh man, oh man. The thing is,
Guys,
I
that's
thought I
gonna
was.
resemble watching paint
Oh
dry.
my gosh, I thought I was the only one that thought it would be a boring fight. Like, I see a lot of people on Twitter really excited for Shakur versus Tio. I mean, it seems like it would be like a nice little fence off. You know, you ever watch the fencing sport?
Yeah,
That's what it's
honestly,
gonna
there's
be.
more
It's gonna be fencing.
No, you're being nice, Khalid.
You
You're being
said it's
nice right now.
more action in fencing.
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's gonna be
there is.
a feint and fence battle.
Oh my gosh, dude. Dude, like wake me up when it's over. Dude, honestly, it's gonna resemble oh jeez. Like I don't even want to it's gonna be like Chris Bird versus Laurel Williamson.
And you know what's crazy? The crazy part is Teofimo. He's the one that's gonna get the worst out of the situation because he's gonna lose the fight. And he turned down he turned down Matias. He turned down Devin Haney. I think he turned down Brian Norman as well. Those were
It
all
didn't
better
stop
fights for him.
stop there. He turned down Ryan Garcia 2 years ago
Wow. Okay,
because he
that
said, "Hey man, I'm the one with the belt. I'm the A side."
yeah, he just completely destroyed his career since the Lomachenko win. Honestly, I think
Well, this is what happens when you're not living in reality. Like a lot of these fighters. Like, let's be honest. Why on earth is Fabio Wardley versus Joseph Parker on pay-per-view?
wow, that's on pay per view.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Zone
Yep.
Mhm.
or I thought
Why
I
is it
thought
on pay-per-view?
I thought Turkey was gonna make all the pay per views like free, right? Or was that
Well,
different?
out of necessity, because these guys want too much damn money, even though they couldn't sell out my living room on a Saturday night.
Wow. I was looking forward to that fight. I don't know if I'm gonna buy the pay per view. So that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Parker's too boring of a fighter. Also, I don't know. He's not interesting. So
Dude, honestly, um, he'll look okay against Fabio Wardley. But
yeah,
against
he'll beat him.
anyone you see it, yeah, dude, he doesn't let his hands go. He doesn't like to take risks. He has become a number one contender by default. I mean, look at his path of progress. Everyone's like, "Oh, look at the streak he's on." Dude, he fought a shot Wilder. He outlasted a fat old Big Bang Chalet Zhang who knocked him down twice, and he basically won by default because that guy didn't throw any punches the last 4 rounds.
Hmm.
And then who else? And then he fought a fat Martin Bacoli who showed up on 3 days' notice, who hadn't been in camp. And people think, oh, he deserves this title shot against Usyk. Usyk's like, hey, don't waste my fucking time. And not only that, this guy doesn't bring any money. So why the hell am I going to defend my titles against that guy?
Yeah.
And so he's like, no, you know what? I'm going to fake a back injury and you're going to see me dancing with the stars the very next week.
Yeah.
That like honestly, Joseph Parker is the biggest fraud in the heavyweight division. Like, dude, fight Agit Kabayel. Let's see how that turns out. Agit
Yeah.
Kabayel would whoop his ass twice in Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
That's
that
a
fight.
fight I
It's a good
expected
fight.
to. Other than the world before it was announced, I thought he was gonna fuck Kaguya also, and then Usyk. But shit,
Shit.
yeah.
Yeah. Guys, honestly, I think everyone knows now. But here's the reason why I think Canelo should retire. The jig is up. You've been exposed. And I don't like throwing around the exposed moniker. But in this case, it's merited. He's been exposed, guys, and we've been telling you this for a very long time. He's not the same. This is why we were favoring Crawford. Guys, and it's obvious now. This is the reason why he didn't want to fight anyone with a pulse over the last 3 years. And this is the reason why he priced himself out of a matchup against David Benavidez. This is why he wasn't interested in facing his WBA mandatory in David Morrell Jr. This is why he's not interested in fighting in Christian Mbili. This is why he's not interested in fighting Lester Martinez. This is why he's not going to fight Hamza Shiraz. Guys, the jig is up. Canelo, if you want to save face, retire, brother. Retire. Because, dude, and unfortunately, he's not going to do that. He's going to lose in a rematch with Terrence Crawford. Oh, hold on. Eric Gomez. What network is going to be interested in paying out these guys inflated purses? What network is going to be interested in that? They're going to have to put it on BLK Prime, and it's going to sell maybe 5,000 purchases.
Yeah, Andy Ruiz is like I saw a boxing scene and like all these media accounts posting Andy Ruiz. Like I don't think anyone has been asking for Andy Ruiz to come back. Honestly,
Honestly, if Anthony Joshua is smart, he'll put together a rubber match with Andy Ruiz. That's a big fight and
man.
win, and that's a winnable fight. Andy Ruiz, let's face it, he's a 3-round fighter now. But look, guys, tell me what network will be interested in Andy Ruiz, Deontay Wilder. With the kind of money that these guys are looking for, hang it
Yeah, I
up.
don't think. Yeah, no network.
BLK Prime, here we come.
That's the only fucking. Everybody else is like, fuck that. What the fuck? Yeah.
Yeah, why would Tricky fund that fight? He has all these other heavyweights. He got Cabell. He got Utama. I mean, I don't see why he would be interested in Andy Ruiz and Wilder.
Now, especially Ruiz has been pretty inconsistent with his career, so I wouldn't put
Yeah,
any money on the guy.
Let's
he's
just be
not
honest.
serious.
He was done after 4 rounds against big, fat, out of shape Jarrell Miller.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
he
look,
lost that
let
fight.
me take that back. I actually thought Jarrell Miller, big baby, got into relatively good shape against Andy Ruiz, and I thought he won that fight.
Yeah,
That's
I
how
thought he won.
that's how bad Andy Ruiz Jr. is now.
Yeah. He was
Guys,
always a
let's
one-hit wonder for
talk
me,
about
so
real fights. Let's talk about real fights. I don't want to talk about Andy Ruiz and Deontay Wilder.
Tortilla boy.
Yeah,
Pathetic. They're on the senior tour, right? So
Yeah.
let's talk about who wins. And I know who you guys are favoring, but I think this is going to be a much more competitive fight than everyone realizes. In Virgil Ortiz on October 5th, I think it is. Virgil
oh
Ortiz versus Erickson Lubin. I love this fight, guys.
yeah, that's a great fight. That's actually a because Lubin, he's coming off of 2 knockouts, right? He knocked out his last opponent, and oh no, he beat Jesus Ramos by decision. He didn't knock him out,
That
but
was a terrible decision, by the way.
yeah, it was close. I didn't think it was horrible. I thought Ramos won by 1 round or 2 rounds. It wasn't really a fun fight to watch, but
Now, here's the biggest oversight in the galaxy. Dana, you want to clean up the sport? Petition for odd number rounds so we don't get so many
oh
fucking draws. How's that? Instead of 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, let's get 5, 7, 9, 11, and 13. How's that? Is that not the biggest oversight in the galaxy? Hey, guys, you don't like draws? Well, let's do odd number rounds. How many draws did you see back in the 15 round era? Hardly any. For that reason.
Yeah, well, Dana White's a dumbass, Joe, so yeah. You can't even get that right.
Well, wait a minute. Max Kellerman just stated that. Hey, you want Dana? You want to see boxing become like the NFL? You want to see boxing become like the NBA? Well, Dana's going to do that. Really? By
dude, that's
Maxie
hilarious.
painting Dana White to be the savior of boxing, you mean the same guy who was trying to put it in the gutter for the last 2 decades, saying it was a dead sport, convincing his legion of dumbass fans that it was a dying and dead sport, that guy's going to save boxing? Kiss my ass.
Hmm.
Yeah, they got Kellerman on
And
the payroll.
oh my gosh, and Kellerman, what a piss poor job he did the other night.
Terrible.
Yeah.
And look, and if
Sure.
Dana White thinks that it's going to bring back, oh man, he's part of the old regime on HBO Sports, and we're going to bring that back, guys. Hate to break this to you, but the Golden Jew wasn't the reason why we were watching HBO Sports.
Yep.
No.
When has he ever been the voice of boxing?
Yeah. I don't know why
I'd
he
rather
has a
have
job. I don't know how. But
Chingao, man. But anyway, guys, it is approaching 2 hours that we've been on the air. But guys, well, yeah, I didn't like Andre Ward either.
oh yeah, dog shit.
Eric Gomez says Ward is trash too. Well, he was better than Max Kellerman.
Wait, so
But
how do you think the Erickson Lubin Virgil Ortiz fight was gonna go?
in my opinion, I think it's going to be a barn burner. Because look, say what you want about Erickson Lubin, about his chin, but this guy can punch.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's the hammer. And I think he has grown as a pro. They threw him in way too soon to a title fight. They padded his record, the guys at PBC, and they threw him in elite level competition way too soon. Now he's grown up. Now he fights a lot more responsibly, and he's earned his stripes. Let's be honest, guys. Even in loss, that Fundora fight was a fight of the year candidate.
Yep. He dropped
I
Fedor.
love this matchup, and to be honest with you, I think it's 60-40 Virgil Ortiz. I think it's going to be a lot more competitive than most people realize.
Hmm.
In my opinion, I like that fight a lot better than Fundora versus Keith Thurman.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. For
And
sure.
guys,
That's a way
why
better
is
fight.
Shockey Foster and Stephen Fulton in the co-main event? Okay, now here's the question of the night. Which fight's going to prove to be more boring and resemble paint dry? Is it going to be Fundora? No. I'm sorry. Is it going to be Oshaki Foster versus Stephen Fulton? Or is it going to be Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson?
That's a great question.
Damn.
Like, which
Oshaki
one's going to
Foster?
be
Oh
more
my
boring?
gosh.
If I had to put my money, I would say draw. Both fights are going to be abysmal.
No, I think Fulton is gonna bring the fight. I think he's actually gonna have a high output in that fight, and he's gonna bring it. I think Foster, he's gonna make it more of a negative fight. So I'm gonna
Sir,
have
I
to say that
love your
Shakur Rastillo is
optimism.
gonna be more boring.
Sir, I love your optimism. To be honest with you, I think it's going to look like, yeah, they're both going to look like Chris Bird versus Devara Williamson. It's going to look like shit. Guys, I'd like to take this last 10 minutes, though. 7 minutes, 6 minutes, whatever it is, to recognize and pay homage to our fallen warrior, the hitman, Ricky Hatton. Guys, if all of these current fighters were half the ambassador Ricky Hatton was for this sport, boxing would be much healthier. The hitman had it all. He wasn't the greatest technical fighter in the world, but he had balls, he had heart, and he was funny. And I enjoyed watching his press conferences. One, to see all of his rabid fans show up. It was a spectacle. And also, he was funny as hell. And he was never in a boring fight. Guys, but this is serious, though. And so I'm saying this, and I'm recognizing Ricky Hatton because I'm genuinely worried. Okay, Hugo, this is serious. I'm genuinely worried about all the Canelitas Ricky Hatton, he succumbed to his demons, and he committed suicide, guys.
Yeah.
And so, Canalitas, I'm gonna put up the suicide hotline for you guys, because ever since this Canelo loss, I'm genuinely worried about all of you guys. I can't even do this with a straight face. I'm sorry, guys. Seriously though, look, forget about the Canelitas. All right. Seriously, it's serious, guys. Um, Ricky was one of the most jovial, funniest, nicest guys you'll ever meet in this business, and he hid everything very well. All of the demons, all of the depression, all of the anxiety, all of the mental anguish that he was hiding, he was experiencing. He hid it very well. And guys, it's a serious thing. And man, he deserved better. He deserved better. He was a real warrior, man, and everyone loved Ricky. And man, I tell you what, my heart goes out to him. My prayers go out to his family, especially young Campbell. He has to be devastated at this time. So are his parents. So is Matthew. So our prayers and our thoughts and our heart goes out to the entire Hatton family. Rest in peace, and God have mercy on your soul. So guys, pray for Ricky Hatton. Pray that the Lord has mercy on him at this time. Because I tell you what, man, it's devastating. Like, honestly, after this weekend's events, right? After this weekend's events, we see a brilliant performance from Terrence Crawford, a brilliant performance from Noah Inoue. And then hours later, we find out that Ricky Hatton took his own life at age 46.
Yeah.
Just terrible, guys. Just terrible. So, Eric, brother, it's going to be okay. It's
Yeah.
good. It's going to be okay, Eric. The sun will come out tomorrow. Don't
It
do it,
gets
brother.
it gets better, Eric. Don't listen to these people that tell you it doesn't get better. I
Yeah,
mean,
man.
I'm lying to you, but yeah, but
Dude, look, it's okay, guys. It's okay. Really, it's not worth it. Everything will get better tomorrow. Maybe not as Canelo fan, but look, it's all right. It's just a pastime, guys. It's just a sport. It's not the end of the world. It's all right, guys. Eric, we know, man. We're just messing with you, brother. God bless you, my friend. We're just trying to make light of honestly a devastating occurrence. Like, honestly, I'll be honest. I was devastated when I heard the news of Ricky Hatton.
yeah.
And I reached out to some friends of mine, and yeah, they said it was and they're not going public with this, but they told me it was suicide. So, guys, once again, prayers to Ricky Hatton, guys. But your parting shots for our listening audience tonight, Ugo.
Yeah, on that note, right. Well, yeah, rest in peace, Ricky. Ricky Hatton. I enjoyed him growing up. He was actually one of my dad's favorite fighters. So it was terrible. I heard the news early on before the around the fight, around 4:30 in the morning Pacific time. It just it was breaking news at the time, so that sucked. But overall, much respect to his family. Um, but at least it was a good night. Good weekend of fights. Viva la Crawford, Viva la Inoue. Um, the Canelitas. Like as I said, I'm enjoying the fallout, man. These people deserve it. So there's not much to say, Joseph. I'm just here. I have a personal compilation of the aftermath. It's satisfying. It's enjoying. to enjoy these people and the delusion. But hey, great fights, man, and we have pretty badass fights lined up. I know Inoue's still gonna fight Picasso in December, so add to that
Yep,
the BAM card.
December
Benavides is gonna
27th.
be there, right?
Yep.
It's gonna be a badass schedule,
Oh,
man. So
before you leave, Ugo,
mhm.
where does Sergey Boachik go from here? Because I'll be honest, the way he fights, it's in the immortal words of Eddie Futch. If you fight like that, you're going to have a short but glorious career. And unfortunately, guys, yeah, I don't think Sergey Boachuk is ever going to be that guy.
No, yeah, he looks done. He looks done, Joseph. I don't know what he's gonna want to do. Yeah, after this fight, even though yeah, I don't know.
He got his ass whooped from
Yeah,
start to finish. Brandon Adams punished him.
he got
And
picked apart.
yeah, honestly, and I know he's had trouble making weight, but if he
Oh,
moves
that
up,
too. Wow.
but if he moves up to 160, Carlos Adames whoops his ass. Janabek Ali Manalov whoops his ass. Like, dude, Yoenli Hernandez whoops his ass.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Dude, so what do you do? Like, honestly, dude, go pick on Arslan Dilata. But honestly, guys, yeah, Sergey Boachuk, future does not look bright for him. Like, he got punished. Punished. Like, yeah, man, his legs didn't look good. He had no starch on his shots. Yeah, he didn't look good at all. He
Yeah,
got punished.
yeah. Early on too. That's the part where it was concerning. It just went downhill from there, from the start. Just couldn't get anything off either.
Yeah, I mean, like, who's he gonna fight?
Fucking Laura or Thurman. I don't know. So fucking some lesser than the mid tier. Whoever's active at If he decide, I was surprised to hear that. Actually, no, it's the first time I'm hearing that Joseph that he had a hard time making the weight. So, damn.
Dude,
Add to
why do you
that.
think
Fuck.
they fought at 156?
Oh right. Yeah. Right.
Dude, they fought at Canelo weight.
Right.
Dude, that's another thing. Canelo weight, 155. Ching Gao. Guys, we saw it way back then. But
Yeah.
look, not taking anything away from Canelo Alvarez. Guys, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's had a great career, 5-division world champion. But hey, when the going gets tough, yeah, Canelo just gets going in his pants. That's it.
I try to
That's
tell
it.
him, Joseph. These people
That's
don't
it.
listen.
Well, unfortunately, they're still not listening. They're still in denial. It was a close fight. It was a close fight, guys. Look at the scorecards. Look at copy box. It was a close
Six
fight.
6-6 draw. 6-6 draw. What's what they were saying?
Oh, jeez. Can you believe Ellie Sekbeck had the fight scored 9 rounds to 2 in favor of Canelo after 11?
What a fucking tool. Yeah, I believe it, Joseph. I do believe that. What a dumbass.
Yeah, the
Holy
golden.
crap.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know who's worse, Ellie Sekbeck or Max Kellerman.
Man. Yeah, that's the battle of the immovable object versus the unstoppable force, Joseph. Two titans
It's the
of
irresistible force versus the immovable object, Jess. Yeah, dude. No, man. Look. Chingao. Guys, look. Uh yeah, dude. Let's just end it on that note. That's that dude. Come on, man. Come on. Look, Canelo fans, it's okay, guys. It's okay. But once again, if you need some ministry work or some counseling, I'm here for you guys. I'm here for you. And it's going to take a lot of rehab, a lot of prayer, but you guys can do this. You guys can snap out of it. Life can be good again, guys. It's okay. On that note, guys, on behalf of Google and everyone who is on this channel tonight, God bless all of you. And I appreciate all of you guys' time. Thank you for joining me for 2 hours in our hold on. Let me get some of this. Oh, you're gonna enjoy this, man, before I let you go, dude. This is pretty cool. All right. I was supposed to be on G Funky's channel, and we came up with a rapid fire Q&A. Is Canelo getting old edition? Okay. Slower Saturday night. Who is slower Saturday night? Canelo's reflexes or AOL dial-up internet?
Canelo.
Yeah. Redder, Canelo's hair or his gas tank warning light after round 6?
Yeah, Canelo, right? Yeah, I
Who
say the
is the
fourth actually, but yeah.
who is the tougher opponent for Canelo, Bud Crawford or Father Time?
Yeah,
What
Father
was
Time.
more accurate? What was more accurate, Bud's jab or the cashier ringing up Canelo's senior citizen discount? Okay, hold on. Number 5. Who had more stamina? Canelo in round 10 or a blockbuster rental card in 2025?
Damn. Yeah.
There it is. There it is. Hold on. Better defense. Canelo's guard or Social Security protecting his retirement check? Okay, here's the last one we're going to do. Which looked older on Saturday night? Canelo's legs or a VHS tape of Rocky 2?
Damn.
So that's our rapid fire Q&A for tonight, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. Oh, Chingal, guys. Hold on, Adam. Gays still love me, even after I lose.
Of
Chingal.
course we do.
Oh, AI had it a draw, guys. Oh, come on. Come on, dude. I was born ready. Yeah, that's what he's going to say at the Blue Oyster Bar. Yeah. Chingal. Maybe he can be one of the new guys on the Village People. Who knows? But guys, that's going to just about do it. On behalf of Google and everyone on this channel, I'm Joseph Heron. You've been listening to WaraWeek Boxing. Have a great evening, everybody.
Affordable Dentist proudly presents Big Time Boxing USA on War of Week Radio.